Yetta, now that we have the down payment and we have our credit score up, can we go to the bank?
Why would you want to? Would be my first question.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together with the Dekker Team.
So we're excited that for 30 years, we've been able to not only help you buy, sell, and invest in real estate over 3,117 times, but help you build your fund, build your faith, build your finances, and even strengthen, heal, and flourish inside your relationship. So really 30 years of building your life, your home, and your wealth. So we're going to discover this time that you may not think you can afford to buy a house right now. But who you go to, who you talk to about doing the financing may make all the difference.
Yeah, and you said did you say pre-approved? Did I hear you say that?
I don't know.
Okay, maybe I'm making it up in my mind.
I think you're making it up.
But it's important because people go, well, I'm pre-qualified. Well, actually, there's two levels of qualification, so to speak. There's pre-qualified, and pre-qualified means they've taken the numbers you've given them, and they've said, okay, you qualify for X amount of mortgage.
Let me just pause there, because that doesn't mean they're giving that much to you. Like, pre-qualification isn't worth much.
Nothing.
Well, it's worth nothing, but it's not worth
quick
much.
Guideline.
Just think of it as a guideline. But if you're going to go house shopping, if you're going to call us and say, we're ready to buy our first house, our second house, our third house, I don't care if it's your 10th house.
And we'd love for you to do that, by the way.
That would be great. A clarity call's where it starts, though, to see if we're a fit and see what questions you have and just to set the stage if this is even the right time for you. Because maybe you can buy and you didn't think you could. And so if you are calling us around that, you'll want to be thinking about who. Mm-hmm. Who is doing the financing?
Yeah. But back to pre-qualified, there's pre-qualified and there's pre-approved. Mm-hmm. The difference being pre-approved, all your stuff is verified. So when you're pre-qualified means you tell them how much you make. You tell them what you owe. And you provide proof. No, when you get pre-approved, you provide proof. So letter of employment, pay stubs. T1 generals, if you're self-employed from the last couple years, you're going to provide, they're going to pull a credit bureau check to verify that your credit worthiness is there. Right. Why you want to do the credit check. They're going to look for. That's why you want to do the credit check before they pull your credit check. Right. Make sure it's good. Yes. Sorry for cutting you off. No, I cut you off, I think. Sometimes we do that to each other. And then, once you've done all that, now you're ready to go look because you've got your pre-approval. And your pre-approval also determines, where's your down payment? They verify your down payment. And does it mean you're guaranteed to buy a house for that amount? Okay, pick me. I can answer that one. Okay, you answer it. No. How come? It doesn't mean that at all. It just means because they haven't attached the house to it yet. There are conditions inside the approval, even when you're pre-approved, which is way stronger. It actually is probably a 95% indicator that you're going to get the mortgage. There's about a 5% anomaly because there's conditions. And each mortgage approval will have different conditions. Even when you get a commitment letter, there are conditions in it. Yeah, you have to meet certain requirements. The other thing that a lot of people don't realize is you get pre-approved. And if you only have less than 20% down, there's a second person that has to approve that. And it doesn't go to them until the house is selected. So you need a conditional sale on a house, which then they send to the insurance company because you're less than 20% down. The insurance company then has to approve the file. Typically, if it's a good house, they'll approve it because your lender hopefully is using the right criterion to pre-approve you, that that insurance company would also use to approve you.
Right. Because this has been a really scary season for about 3 years where we were seeing well over half of the properties that we were selling not have conditions on financing, which didn't mean people weren't getting financing. It just meant it wasn't conditional on it. They were waiving their opportunity because it meant they probably couldn't get the house at all because somebody was going to do it. So you just really want to know that you can meet the pre-approval conditions if you're going to do that. So one of the things we always did with our clients, if they said, I do want this house, I'm going to go in on conditional. You're going to sign a waiver with us, called a 127. But the other piece was I would scour the listing to make sure there were no red flags in the listing. If the words handyman special, needs a ton of updating, sold as is, where is, no warranties available, anything that would make the house seem like a bad covenant.
It would red flag it for the lender.
Right. And if it got red flagged by the lender, even if you were good for the money, your ratios were even way below, you had no issues, they're not giving you the money they said they were. Because the house is the issue, not you. And we would spend a lot of time really unpacking that because it was a big deal. It was the first few times people said, I don't want any conditions in it because it means I'm not getting the house. It was kind of like, we know it's an option and here are your options. One of them is to go in unconditional, but this is what it means. Right. Let's scrutinize the listing first, which was the hardest on the lower price properties.
Yeah. And here's a little caveat that a lot of people don't realize is they go to their bank because they figure the bank knows them. I've been banking there for 20 years, so I'll go to the bank. They're going to approve me.
They love me.
Yeah, they do love you. The problem is the person that's doing the approval isn't in the branch, and they probably don't know you. The other problem is I don't know if you've ever tried to get insurance for a property. Different insurance companies like different types of properties. Some will loan on a multi-unit residential. Some will loan on a country property. Others won't. They want it to be on city services. Some will loan on a property that's in a floodplain. Others won't. So what do? We go to a insurance broker who understands the insurance business and what different insurance companies prefer and which ones have the best rate for what you want to insure. And they put you with that person. We're used to doing that all the time. A mortgage broker is the same thing. The mortgage broker looks at your financials. They look at the house, where you're buying, what kind of house, and they decide which lenders are preferential for that match.
Right. And it used to be that mortgage brokers had a bad rap, and there's a good reason for it. Some deserved a bad rap. Yeah. And so what would happen is people thought it was all second mortgage money. It was all high interest rate money. It was all expensive to work with a mortgage broker. Most of the time today, although some of them do second mortgages, and you pay for that, most of the time they're getting paid from the institution they're placing your loan with. So it's not risky. In fact, it gives you a better product that suits you better for terms and rates and everything else.
And then they'll also hopefully help you pick the right mortgage package, the right terms, because the interest rate is just a small part of it. You know, if it's too short a term, I've had a client that's in struggle right now because their rates are higher now and now their investment property doesn't work. So make sure your mortgage broker is advising you.
Yeah, so the great news is if you're not sure what to do, your next step, you got your down payment, you already have your credit score in order, and now you're thinking, I need to talk to a great broker. Email us. We're going to give you one that we believe is a great fit for you because even that matters.
Yeah. So we're honored to be your advocates in this journey of building wealth through real estate and living a life exponential.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward